Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. Welcome to today's forum titled France and United Kingdom Bureaucracy. I'm your SAHIRA, your moderator for these sessions. Let me introduce our panelists first. Next. Okay, our first panelist is Mr. HIANG. Second panelist is Mr. AMAR. Third panelist is Miss AMISHA. Fourth panelist is Miss BATRISYA. Next. Today we will be discussing the United Kingdom and France are two countries from the same region, which is Europe and Central Asia, and practice bureaucracy in their administrative system to govern the countries. But how did the UK's and France be seen in terms of their backgrounds, system of administration, which is bureaucracy, and compatibility in several crucial terms? Without further delay, let me introduce our first panelist. Please welcome Mr. HIANG, who will begin by providing general background of bureaucracy and highlighting some significant issues related to it. Mr. Tan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, our moderator, Ms. Shahira. I will explain the general background. Firstly, what is the meaning for bureaucracy? It's a complete organization structure with rules and regulation. There are the two kinds of bureaucracy, which is United Kingdom and France. United Kingdom, formed by the civil service, is the important thing is a reform. Why? Because this one is it can to improve the efficient and efficiency. The next one is French bureaucracy. It's a traditional centralized bureaucracy and a centralized government. For example, Paris will make the decision and control it. So, next slide. There are the four significant issues we should know is Brexit issue in UK, COVID-19 in the UK, and the yellow vest issue and administration of the inclusive issue. The first one, Brexit issue. Let me tell about the history. UK made the decision to leave European Union. The impact is increase the admin burden, so the government need to spend more money to solve the problem. The second is COVID-19 in the UK, which is the fault for a slow response. The issue is very common, purchasing and allocating the mask to the citizen. So when the mask have not enough, so the impact is surely citizens will affect. The third is yellow vest issue in franchise. This is the very common issue because the certification of citizens, because the government has nothing more about them, about the lower income group, they just make the decision. The lastly is administration of the inclusive issue. Paris made the decision as I just now mentioned, which is the challenging is confusing decision of different levels. This is the four issue. I will return to the moderator.
Thank you, Mr. Tan. Now, let's move to our second panelist, Mr. AMAR. He will present the country's background of France and the UK, including socio-economic context and their involvement in international associations. Mr. AMAR, please proceed.
Okay, thank you, Shahira. So first of all, I would like to explain about country background for United Kingdom and France. As you can see, the type of governments at United Kingdom is constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary system. And then for the civil service, as known as being politically neutral, professional, and also long established. And then for the structure at United Kingdom, they decentralized in some areas. For example, Scotland, and also Wales, but key decisions came from the central government at London. And the last one is they are focused on efficiency, public services, and also supporting elected officials. And then we move to the France, the type of government at the front, which is unitary republic with a semi-presidential system. And then for the civil service at France, it's really strong, centralized, and also highly structured. And the structures at the France is traditional top-down chains of command from the Paris, which is called centralized bureaucracy. And then the last one, For France, it's focused on rule of law, formality, and also an strong state presence in administration. Next is about socio-economy, also in United Kingdom and also France. United Kingdom is developed economy, which is one of the largest economies in the world, and then is have a high living standard, like generally high income, strong healthcare and education system. And also about the social inequality and aging populations, the income gaps and region difference, which is a difference from north and south. And then the last one is more elderly people needing public services and patient. We move to the France. Developed economy is really strong industrial and agricultural base, which is its growing service sector. And then for the second part is high public spending. As we can see, is the government plays a big role in healthcare, education, and also welfare. And then the third one, unemployment challenges, which is especially among youth and in rural areas. And the last one is about social protest, is history of public administrations, over economy, and also about social reforms. And the last one is about international education. United Kingdom have four international organization, which is the first one, United Nations, Northern Atlantic Treaty Organizations, Commonwealth of Nations, is also G2 and G20. And about France also, they have four international allocation, which is the first one, United Nations, European Union, NATO, which is Northern Atlantic Treaty Organizations, and the last one is Francophonie. So this is the things which is about the international allocations at United Kingdom and also France. So that's all for me. I give back to the moderator, Shahira.
Thank you, Mr. Amar, for that informative presentation. Now, our third panelist, Ms. Amisha, will focus on three crucial terms that need to be compared between France and the UK in the context of bureaucracy. Ms. Amisha, over to you.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Today, I'll briefly compare the UK and France in terms of their civil service systems. So firstly, let's look at the recruitment. In the UK, civil service recruitment is more open and based on merit. The Constitution Reform and Governance Act in 2010 ensures fair and open competition. Most jobs in the civil service is filled through public applications, interview, and past experiences, not just exams or elite schools. They also run fast-stream programs to attract young talents from all backgrounds. In contrast, France's recruitment system is very formal and competitive. High positions usually require passing national exams called the concours, and many successful candidates come from elite schools such as the former ENA, now replaced by INSP, which is the Institute of Public Management. This creates a more closed elite group of civil servants. Secondly, Reformation approach in the UK prefers a gradual, flexible approach to administrative reform. They emphasize practicality, testing reforms in departments before scaling up to a national level. As an example, in the 2012 Civil Service Reform Plan, they have improved worker skills, accountability, and digitalization. While France, on the other hand, uses a centralized top-down model rooted in the Nepolitan tradition. Reforms like Réforme de l'État aim to modernize public service but often face delays due to strong public sector unions. These unions are created to protect workers' rights. So now, my last comparison is through administrative law practices. So in the UK, administrative disputes go through judicial review in regular courts like High Court. Their system is based on common law and legal precedent, which makes it more flexible. While comparing to France, France's administrative law is separate. They have two separate courts. Disputes go to special administrative courts, which is called the Conseil d'État, as the highest authority. This system emphasizes on the rule of law in government actions and has deep historical roots since Napoleon time. Napoleon was the emperor of France and also the ruler of the France military service. In summary, UK focuses more on openness, gradual change, and legal flexibility, while France values elite training, centralized reform, and strict legal control over government actions. Now I'll pass it back to the moderator.
Thank you, Ms. Amisha. To complement the discussion, our final panelist is Ms. BATRISYA. We'll also present about three more crucial terms about how different and aligned between France and the UK. Ms. BATRISYA, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Moderator. I will continue about the comparison of centralization between UK and France. Both the UK and France following highly centralized system. In the UK, local authority have limit power, which is really heavily on central government funding. This weaken local democracy and make it harder for community to address their own needs. For France, has centralized structure, historically dominated by the national authorities and prefect. Although reform begins in the 1980s, participants still have limit autonomy, and in 2017, Macron proposed the Grenadine Pact to give local government more control over the key areas like taxation, planning, housing, and also education. For next, I will talk about the administration culture that in UK there are clear separation between the political leader and also civil servant, and the system emphasize pragmatism, flexibility and also service in the public interest rather than relying in rigid legal codes. And also administrative action are seen as practical tools to achieve their government goals. In France, it's different between the UK. France follow a strong legalistic and also rule of law tradition that's clear divide between the public and also the private law, and legal expertise is highly valued in the civil service. The Conseil d'Etat play a central role of acting as both a legal advisor and also administrative court. And the last, I will talk about the public trust. However, reform like public management. Next slide, please. Okay. However, like a reform NPM, which is new public management, aim to improve transparency and responsiveness. Political participation remains strong, especially in local election and also referendum, and the public widely support direct voting on the national issue. In France, the central bureaucracy is seen as both a stabilizing force and also a sources of frustration due to rigidity. And also, decentralization reform have tried to rebuild trust, confidence in national institutions. The dominance of the Paris-based elite continues to shape public perception in the France. Okay, that's all for me. I will pass to our moderator.
Thanks to all of our panelists for their valuable input. We have learned about the comparison of bureaucratic system in France and the UK reveals that both nations use bureaucracy as governance mechanism. They have different approach to its structure, traditional and reforms. Once again, thank you for all attendings. We hope this sessions has provided a clearer understanding of bureaucracy in these two countries. Have a great day.